Good morning, everybody. My name is Mr. Emberley, and I'm the principal here at Juniper Ridge, as everybody in front of me will know. On behalf of myself and Ms. Snow, our assistant principal, and all faculty, staff, and students, I'd like to welcome everybody to our first annual Truth and Reconciliation Assembly. So today we are working under our COVID parameters, which means we have all of our junior high students present with us here in the gymnasium today. All of our elementary students are attending virtually through their classrooms, and they are active participants in the assembly today. And it's being recorded, and we will be sharing that on our YouTube channel so that our school community can be involved as well. So thank you to everybody for your presence, your participation, and your respect. So today is also Orange Day at our school, and it's great to see so much orange on this important day. A lot of people are wearing their orange shirts, or they may have an orange buckle in their hair, or an orange ribbon, or whatever the case may be. Even a small gesture means so much. We're also flying the Every Child Matters flag in front of our school as an outward display of our respect for this important day and everything that it represents, and we will fly them for the next few days. I'd like to recognize the planning committee who was headed up by Ms. Jones and Ms. Keogh, our school counselors. Thank you for your work. And there was an intention to involve students, so thank you to all of our students who volunteered to participate and to staff who organized today's assembly. So at Juniper Ridge, we believe that everybody deserves respect. And that's really one of the hallmarks here at our school. Whenever we have any assembly or whatever we do, the topic of respect transcends everything that we do. Teachers are also engaging their students in a meaningful lesson plans and activities that help understand the past and to also help us ensure that our future going forward in our country is one that has a place for everybody. So while seeing everyone wearing orange today is wonderful, it is meaningless unless we understand why we do it and why we are participating in this assembly today, as it is indeed one of the first steps on a long road. So I would like to invite Maria Comden from grade 6 and Jessica McGraw from grade 8 to come forward for the land acknowledgement.
A land acknowledgement is a formal statement that recognizes and respects Indigenous people as a tradition, stewards of this land, and enduring relationship that exists between Indigenous peoples and their traditional territories. The land acknowledgement was inspired by 94 recommended calls to action contained in the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Land acknowledgements are a necessary step forward toward honoring the original occupants of the place. They also help Canadians recognize and respect Indigenous people and kinship beliefs when it comes to the home, especially since those beliefs were restricted for so long. We will now hear the land of acknowledgement by Jessica McGraw, the grade 8.
We respectfully acknowledge the territory in which we gather as the ancestral homelands of the Beothuk and the island of Newfoundland as the ancestral homelands of the Micmac and the Beothuk. We would also like to recognize the Inuit of the Natsuvut and Natuvut and the Innu of the Natsihan and their ancestors as the original people of Labrador. We strive for a respectful relationship with all of the people of this province as we search for collective healing and seek reconciliation and honor this beautiful land.
Thank you, Maria and Jessica. We're now going to move on to the candle lighting and moment of silence part of our assembly. Prior to the start of our assembly, the elementary school classrooms were provided with a candle, and they have now been lit. I would now like to call upon Amelia Goss to light a candle in recognition of the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. Follow the lighting of this candle, we will have a moment of silence. Thank you, everybody. In your lesson this morning, we all read the poem, I Lost My Talk. I would now like to invite Reese Winter from grade 6 and Deacon Mercer White from grade 8 to come forward to revisit this powerful poem.
Poet Rita Joe was born and spent her childhood on Macaw Reserve on Cape Breton Island. She lived with her foster families after her mother's death when she was just 5 years old. Rita Joe left the island at the age of 12 to go to a residential school in Nova Scotia. Rita Joe later returned to the Cape Breton to live on the Eskasoni First Nation Reserve, where she and her husband raised 10 children, including 2 adopted sons. Rita Joe recalled being told constantly at the residential schools, "You're no good." She began writing herself to challenge such negative messages, which she encountered again as an adult. In the book, her own children were reading. In the prologue to her memoir, Rita Joe states, "My greatest wish is that there will be more writing from my people and that our children will read it. I have said again and again that our history would be different if it had been expressed by us." In the poem, I Lost My Talk, she is asking for the opportunity to reclaim her culture and identity and language so that the settler indigenous relationship can be based on harmony, on justice, and reconciliation. Deacon Mercer White from grade 8 will now read the poem I Lost My Talk.
I lost my talk, the talk that you took away when I was a little girl at Shubenacadie School. You snatched it away. I speak like you, I think like you, I create like you. The scrambled ballad about my world. 2 ways I talk, both ways I say. Your way is more powerful, so gently I offer my hand and ask, let me find my talk so I can teach you about me.
This morning, you all had the opportunity to write a message of hope on a shoe. Children's shoes have become a symbol of truth and reconciliation in residential schools. I would now like to invite Brooke Waterman from grade 7 to come forward to lead us in the completion of our shoe activity. Brooke?
Children's shoes have become a symbol of all that was lost to the existence of residential school. This is to the thanks of artist Rita Joe, our 12-year-old son. After staying up late reading the news about the discovery of the remains of 215 Indigenous children found in Phillips Indian residential school, Belle said that she, like many others, felt horrified. Motivated by the desire to honor the children and provide a place for healing, Belle and his son went from store to store. They filled six large bags with different samples based on the variety. Belle said to represent the traditional and modern ways of Indigenous people in schools. By midday, Belle and other Indigenous women had assembled in the wild 215 pairs of shoes placed on the steps of the Juniper Ridge, with children's shoes placed closer to the since Belle and other Indigenous organizers first set up the memorial at the gallery of the memorial reached across the country. In our class lesson today, we wrote a message of hope on the shoe, and now I will ask students from grades 5 and 7 to come place the shoe on this statement.
Okay, everyone, we'd now like to call upon all the representatives from grades 5 to 8 to come forward with their shoes, please. Thank you, everyone, for bringing your shoes forward. We're just going to start by closing the assembly there now. And I do want to take everybody to take a moment just to consider that there are 688 students in our school, and that we have now 688 shoes of hope that have been presented. And it's very good, guys, to stop and reflect on that, as they do represent a number of children who we should remember on this day. I want to extend a very big thank you to Ms. Jones, Ms. Keel, and our staff who helped organize this event today as our first annual Truth and Reconciliation Assembly. It's a very important day, everyone, and we are doing something that is taking a step in the right direction in acknowledging and respecting the past events that have occurred and using that as a way for us to move forward towards a brighter future for all children and acknowledging what did happen to those past. I also want to thank all the students who took the time to volunteer for this assembly. It is not easy to get up and speak in front of a large group of individuals, and I must say that you all did a wonderful job today and did so respectfully and in a manner that shows that you do care deeply about what we are doing here today. And a big thank you to our students who are watching here at the gymnasium, as well as our 5 and 6 students who are attending the assembly from their classrooms. Respect is a very large part of what we hope to do here at our school at Juniper Ridge Intermediate. And I know that you guys have been respectful in acknowledging the seriousness and acknowledging the very importance of this day of truth and reconciliation. Again, thank you everyone for coming and attending. And we'd like to close the assembly now with some music from Ms. Cody. And please wait for your teachers as we will be getting our students to be dismissed class by class. Thank you, everyone.